Hi guys, it's me, Indiana Jones. Today's my mom's birthday, so I thought I would honor her by telling you a little bit about her as I craft a family wagon wheel fall wreath. So just to get started, I'm going to create my wagon wheel, and this was featured in another video with another collaboration. I'm going to link that video so you can see it in a little slower motion so you can understand exactly how I put together my own little wagon wheel from Dollar Tree products. For those who are new to my channel, I recently lost my mom and today is her birthday, so I thought what better way to honor her than to share my crafting and my stories of my mom with you. This video is in collaboration with the playlist Here's Your Crown, Women Supporting Women, with our host Connie of Connie's Creative Creations, the Rusted Willow, and Painted and Distressed. These are all lovely friends of mine, and I wanted to take part in this collaboration especially to honor my mom today. After I constructed my wagon wheel, I made a second one and I painted it black because I thought that was more suitable for the fall season. And this was my inspiration, this plaque from the Dollar Tree that says family, where life begins and love never ends. And I thought what a fitting memorial for my mom on her birthday. You're going to see me making this. I'm going to talk to you about my mom, and I hope you don't mind that I changed things up a bit, but I think it's important to tell her story. She was born on August 28th, 1937 in Havana, Cuba. And although she loved her country very much, as you all know, the Cuban Revolution made it impossible to stay there. Really, truly made it impossible to stay there. She was very brave to leave that country, to leave everything behind, family, everything behind, and come to a new nation with nothing, absolutely nothing. I've always admired her for that. One of the stories she told me that during the Cuban Revolution, they changed the anthem. And at one point she was a teacher in Cuba and she had to sing the anthem, of course, in front of her students. However, a soldier heard that she was still singing the old anthem, the true anthem as she would call it, and forced her to sing the revolution anthem. She refused, and at gunpoint she continued to sing the true anthem. She was scared, but at the same time she says if she died, well, she would have been an example for those students. It would have made a tremendous impact, I'm sure. But thank God she didn't, because then you wouldn't have me. I guess it's a little selfish, but it's true. And I guess because she was a teacher, education was extremely important to her. So it was one of her proudest moments to see each one of us graduate from college. And obviously, I'm so sad that she's not going to be here to see Luke, although she'll be here in spirit to see Luke graduate from high school this year. It's hard for me to know that today is her birthday, and we'll be celebrating it, although without her. And I hope that this video is a celebration of her life. And excuse me if my voice cracks, but I suppose the amount of my pain is in direct correlation to how amazing my mom was and how much she loved me and how much I loved her. Again, I don't think I could ever love her as much as she loved me. She loved me from the very beginning, I suppose. She had so many obstacles and challenges in her life, and luckily, somehow she was always able to come out with a tremendous amount of faith and optimism and happiness always, always. She was a very joyful person, and she would even say in the worst moments of our life, enjoy this because this isn't going to last forever. As bad as this seems, it's not going to last forever. No moment does. And I suppose that's a consolation, but also very sad when you think of happy moments. We did have so many happy moments. There's something about her that I just close my eyes and I remember her laughing, cackling. She was just joyful about everything in life. And with all the challenges and obstacles that were there and present in everybody's life, it's just amazing to see how she overcame them with just determination and hard work. Just amazing. I wish I could tell more. It's like I feel like no words are enough to express just how lucky and how blessed I was to have Aurora Rey as my mom. And I hope she realizes that As I talk about her to friends and explain to them who she was and how she was stubborn, determined, very old-fashioned, very strict growing up. But I thank God for that strict, behavior of hers, or the way she raised me. It was hard, but I'm glad she raised me that way. She always had a sense of, how does the other person feel? She should have been a psychologist. She truly should have been a psychologist, because people would open up to her and just tell her all kinds of issues and secrets and worries, and somehow she was always able to console them. It's incredible how people young and old always seemed attracted to her light. I don't know how else to explain it, but she was truly one of those people of light that are on this earth. And I'm glad to know that she's a light up in heaven now that shines upon me and my brothers and our children and her grandchildren and just everyone that she ever touched. Throughout her life, she adopted people into her family, and later in her life, and even, right before she passed, she had a litany of people that she would call, friends and family and neighbors, to check on them and make sure that they were okay. And now they're calling us, my brother and I, because they miss her so much. Because in their loneliness, they knew that one person out there cared and was worried about her. So we're adopting them into our lives as well. My mom was incredibly resourceful, and she always had a way of fixing things. You couldn't think of a better road trip buddy. We used to take road trips twice a year. I would drive her up to Tallahassee to see my younger brother. And man, there wasn't anything she would forget on that road trip. I will especially miss her homemade croquettes, Spanish croquettes. That was her specialty. And she would start making those things like weeks in advance so there'd be enough for the trip. There's just so many memories and so many moments that I delight in, and I just feel so privileged. Again, I just don't want to believe that she's not here, but at the same time, I have to accept that her time here on this earth was so well spent, truly well spent. She was one of the most unselfish, creative, joyful, wonderful, positive. I don't know what else to say about her. I mean, truly, she just, I feel there's a hole in my heart, and I am so sorry that if I've brought up or trigger any sadness in any of you that have lost a parent or anyone else in your family. You understand what I mean. It's just, there's something different in the world when you know that person that you love and that loved you so much is no longer here walking this earth. But man, I feel her all the time. I can hear her talking to me. Even now as I'm talking about her, she's telling me, oh, please don't tell everybody all those stories. But I need to share how wonderful she was. And she wasn't perfect. Nobody ever is perfect. And I wasn't a perfect daughter either. We used to fight a lot. Well, not a lot, not fight. Like, we never fought to the point where, we were ever angry at each other. But oh my goodness, I remember when the kids were first born, she would call me and make sure that I'd fed them. Like, yeah, I think I would remember to feed my own children, but you know what I mean. She was always worried and concerned. It was always out of worry and concern, not out of criticism or anything else. It's just, everyone matters to her. Truly, everyone truly mattered to her. And she has some pretty big shoes to fill. And I've tried to take on, the matron of the family kind of role, but I don't know if I could ever fill it in as well as she did. I'll make it more creative, that's for sure. But I just want to say to all of you, if you have a parent or, just anyone who's in your life that is so important in your life, make time for them and enjoy them. After all I can think of is that my mom's greatest accomplishment was being exactly who she was. And I'll never forget that. And I can't thank Thank you once again for letting me share stories of my mom as I created this family wagon wheel wreath for fall. As I always say, and I truly mean, stay safe, be kind, God bless each and every one of you, and live the adventure. See you again soon.